What is up, everybody? Well, we've been having a lot of fun on the channel playing some multiplayer war selection, and I thought I'd show you a little bit of the replay. This was a three-way match today. It was a free-for-all with me, Grumblebee, and Thorozar, who are Grumblebee and Thorozar have been playing pretty much every day. We've been doing games that have had anywhere from 3 to even 7 or 8 people in them. This one was kind of interesting because we started on a medium-sized map with 3 players in a free-for-all, and we have it maxed out at late Middle Ages, so there was no industrial ages that could be researched on this one. Thought it'd be a little cool way to mix things up. Now, you can see here on the map that there's this ocean in the middle and a couple of islands, and then all 3 of us were actually all on the same side. Now, I didn't know that. In fact, for most of the game, I operated under the impression that Grumblebee was actually on the other side of the ocean because I never heard from him. He never said a word. Thorozar never said anything about Grumblebee being to his north. So that's a tough spot. I was in that spot yesterday where you're in the middle of the other 2 players. So I just started out kind of doing my normal thing. And typically I don't like to... He said hi because I had sent my explorer north, my scout, and I had discovered him there. And of course, Grumblebee says, "Oh, you guys started next to each other," and that was about it. He didn't say anything else about him and Thorozar bordering each other. So I'm operating under the impression that I'm going to have to fend off Thorozar in the north here, which you can see how close we were, and then build a navy to go across an ocean to deal with Grumblebee. But that, of course, is not how things went down. So you'll see. I did my typical thing, whereas I don't like to get into fighting early. I usually like to save that for late game because I kind of count on the strength of focusing heavily on my economy and building just enough towers and a few soldiers just to fend off any attack that might come my direction. So that's what I ended up doing. But you'll see that Thorozar actually gets aggressive and kind of forces my hand. I'm up to 33 citizens so far. I don't know how many he had. I think there's a way you can actually switch and look at it that way. But at the moment, you can see here the chronology of things. And let's take a look and see how we are on workers. I don't know why it's not showing Thorozar's workers. But we got into a little bit of a combat situation there. So that's when I decided I'm going to go ahead and build... not 1, but actually eventually 3 barracks to get ready for an attack. And that actually worked out pretty good because I started building a tower here to protect on this side. And then what you'll see he ends up doing, well, that was actually him building a tower there. So I destroyed his tower using my workers. I killed the workers that he had with my workers. And then I built a tower of my own so I could start getting these materials here. Now, let's see, Grumblebee the whole time is just kind of chilling, not having to worry about anything too much, because it looks like Thorozar did, and that's Grumblebee who built a protection, and that's a real nice spot there because he's got trees on this side. It's a narrow passageway, so it's not a lot of area to protect. Now, I'm surprised he didn't put a couple of towers there, but I guess he figured he didn't need them. But in the meantime, we get this little tower war going on here because Thorozar built a couple of towers right here. So then I feel compelled to build my own towers. So this is the point at which, oh yeah, I said Grumble going to win easy as we fight each other because I'm figuring Grumble's over here across the ocean. He's building up. He's not worrying about contact, and we're just going to wipe each other out like in a game of Risk, where 2 people go toe-to-toe and weaken themselves so that everybody else can win. So this is when I start building up a couple more barracks so I can build a bunch of spearmen. The idea being that way, if he does decide to attack, he'll be able to run into my spearmen. But I also want to be able to hit these towers. So you can see it's 2-on-1. They're going to weaken this tower. So I send a couple of workers over here to build this tower back up so it doesn't collapse from the attacks. And then once I've got enough spearmen in place, you'll see that I actually launch an attack on him. So there, I got him built up. Now I'm going to build another tower just so we're toe-to-toe with him on towers. And now we're getting a spearman army going. And once I feel like I have enough to get the job done, you can see he's doing the same thing. He's building up some spearmen. So now I send my spearmen, and they take out the first tower. And now they're going to take out the second tower. And by the time I realize that he's not sending an army to take out my towers, I decide I can probably just go ahead and take him out. So I keep spamming spearmen at this point, while I continue to keep my economy going strong, building plenty of things. I don't have a lot of resources at this point, and I'm maxed out on manpower. But I've got enough spearmen to do the job. And he doesn't seem to be doing anything about it. Even now, you can see he's starting to build some horsemen, which I don't really fully understand, because if he knows I've got spearmen do well against the horses. The only thing they have going for them is their speed. And so he keeps staying at a distance with these horse archers. And every time I would try to go after him, he would just pull them away. But that being said, I've got so many of them that he's either got to attack me. Now, I can't see. I'll show you the fog of war here. I couldn't see where his elder's hut was, which is what I need to be able to take out to win the game, against him anyway. So I start going after these buildings, and then once I've taken out those buildings, I kind of start searching around. It takes me a while to find where it is. But he keeps kiting. He's kind of staying at a distance, but he's only got 3, so they can't really do anything to me. I still had no idea where they were, where his headquarters was. Meanwhile, up here with Grumblebee, he's just kind of chilling, and it doesn't appear that he's the least bit concerned about what's going on. He doesn't appear to be building any kind of military. He's got a bunch of warehouses, a farm. He's just kind of farming resources as best he can. But at this point, Thorozar just can't build an army that can take me on, so I'm killing his workers now. Now I try to go after his horsemen, but they retreat. So I decide if he's not going to come after me, I'll keep building a couple more spearmen. I'll send them up from this side to keep his horsemen occupied. And then eventually I'm just going to look for his base so I can finish it off. That's why I go over this way. I'm looking up this way, trying to find it. It's not up there anywhere. Now I'm starting to bring up some spearmen from this side, and he's caught kind of in a pincer. So I'll run them off, take out his barracks, and that's when I finally see the elder's house. And at this point, I'm just like, forget it. He's going to build a tower. I don't care about the tower. I don't care about his arrows attacking me. Because as soon as this is out, he's gone. There it is. So that's the end of Thorozar. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, Grumblebee's across the ocean, somewhere over here. So I start building up docks. Now, I've never really fought a naval battle before. But I think, okay, let's build up some docks. Let's build, because I know Grumblebee usually pursues Britain as his nation when I've played against him in the past. This is where helping to know your opponent. And since he's typically Britain, I figure he's going to come across with a navy and destroy me. So I've got to start building a navy. Of course, I don't have a lot of resources to do that. But I start building up a navy with the idea of protecting myself. So I'm going to show the fog of war again, because you can see at this point, I have no idea beyond where Thorozar was. I have no idea what's going on. I can't see anything out here. I don't know that this land is here at this point. I just figure Grumblebee is somewhere out there. So I start going all Christopher Columbus. This is 30 minutes into the game now. I'm sending one ship this way. I'm sending one ship this way, just trying to figure out where he is, because I figure it's Grumblebee. He likes Navy. He's gonna be building on the coast. But that actually wasn't the case here. Because as it turns out, as you've already seen, he's up here. And it takes me a little while to figure that out. For a while, I see this dead carcass here, and I think, okay, he's up here somewhere. But he wasn't. And at this point, this is when he reveals it to me. And this actually probably is what cost Grumblebee the game. He sent some men down to attack me. And because he sent these men down, which I was able to throw off after after I killed or lost a few buildings, that's when I knew he was actually on our side because he had sent land troops. So I built up a defense right here with some towers. But now what I'm doing is I'm actually starting to research and build these siege ships that can launch these heavy rocks like catapults. And so my idea now is I'm sending these siege ships. I've got 3 of them. And we're going to figure out where he is over here, because at this point I still don't know. I haven't seen him. And this ends up being the end game, which really surprised me. I thought maybe I can find a few of his buildings while I level up my technology and get ready for an attack. But there we find one of his warehouses right there. We kill a few of his men. So now I'm figuring, okay, where is he over here? He sends men out to start collecting resources, so we just kill all of them. So we're just going to explore up the coast now. So now he sends some men to try and hit my ship, so I've got to pull him back so he can't do that. And just start using my arrows to shoot these guys. Now they do eventually take out one of my ships, this one here. But I wasn't too worried about that because I figure he doesn't have much of a defense at this point. What I wasn't expecting was that he would actually have his elder's hut close enough to shore that I could bombard it with these 3 siege ships. So I essentially won this game with 3 siege ships and a handful of spearmen. That was all I needed. So I found his elder's hut right here, so I just started shelling the heck out of it. He had no men left to attack me, and if he had, I would have just pulled these guys back. But you can see he's got some workers trying to rebuild it, but they just can't do it fast enough. And this is how the game ends. It was really that simple. So let me know your thoughts about that. I just thought that was a cool review. I know this won't appeal to a large audience, but the folks who have been playing with us might be curious to see that. So use the comment section below. Drop a like if you want to see more of these replays like this, or if you just want to see me playing in real time. Thanks for watching.